welcome to our today's online session. In the previous classes, we were learning how to write invitation card and invitation letter, formal as well as informal. So we learned how to write invitation, and in the previous class we learned how to write a reply for a formal invitation letter. Today we are going to learn how to write an informal reply for an invitation. How to write a reply for an informal invitation letter. So in informal invitation letter, the format is same as that of a personal or an informal letter. That means do not use subject or receiver's address. So the format is same as that of a personal or informal letter. Reply for an informal invitation. The format is same as that of a personal or informal letter, and do not write receiver's address and subject. Now what do we said about formal invitation letter? The same has to be followed in the informal invitation letter too. In informal invitation letter, whether you are accepting or declining the invitation, in both cases you have to acknowledge the receipt of invitation letter. Thank the person who invited you for sending this invitation. So start your reply by thanking that person who invited you. And when you acknowledge the invitation, acknowledge in first person. I thank. So acknowledge in first person. When you are addressing the inviter, the person who invite you, address that person in second person, you. So acknowledge in first person and address the person who invited you in second person. Use a very polite language. Remember, use a very polite language. And just like we said, if you are accepting it, accept and inform. If you are declining the invitation, you have to give a proper excuse for declining. You have to mention the reason for declining, and that reason should not be like a cooking up excuse. The person who reads the reply shouldn't feel that the excuse is a cooked up one. So it should be a polite, proper excuse for declining the invitation. And in the end, just like we discussed in the formal invitation reply, you have to wish them or you have to congratulate the person whoever has invited you for the function. So these are the things that you have to remember. And the same thing that we discussed for formal invitation letter as well as for replies for formal invitations, like do not exceed the word limit. Be very precise and concise in whatever you are writing. So remember all these things when you are writing informal invitation letter too. Here also the marking scheme is same. 1 mark for the format. Format includes it is a letter, so the format of a informal personal letter, format 1 mark. And when you are writing the letter, remember, do not write the receiver's address and the subject. And for format it is 1 mark. Content 1.5 marks. In the content you have to thank the person, you have to acknowledge the invitation, you have to wish them, and you have to, if you are declining, you have to give a proper reason for declining the invitation. So these things should come. And just like we discussed in formal invitation, here also for salutation you can use dear, dear friend. So you can use dear as salutation, and for subscription you can use yours sincerely. So remember these things when you are writing an informal invitation reply. So these are the 4 things that you have to, these are the 4 types of invitations and replies that you have to remember. So it's a 4 mark question, 1 mark for format, 1.5 mark for content, 1.5 mark for language. Since there is a letter, should be very conscious about the language that you are using. It should be a very polite, simple language. So now watch the URL, take down the notes given and attend the test today itself and send your answer through the Gmail. Hope we can see in our next session. Till then, take care. Bye bye.